Hey everyone, top lane is the ultimate counter pick lane. It can feel like if you get countered, the lanes are impossible. I know how frustrating that can feel, but the truth is you can win any matchup, even the worst ones. Today I'm going to show you a perfect example where I'm playing Camille versus her most difficult matchup, Renekton, in Platinum. Renekton is a huge lane bully, and on top of that, he gets a ton of jungler help while I don't get any. But in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I end up smashing this Renekton with fundamental laning concepts. So let's jump right in. At the start of the lane, I'll walk up to the wave and start auto attacking. I want to stack up my grasp while also trying to get the push advantage. But if you look at how I'm moving, I'm walking back and forth because I'm trying to avoid Renekton Q while auto attacking to push. If I can bait it like this and dodge it, I can just go in and win the trade hard. He doesn't use it though, so after I kill this first minion, I'm looking to trade right away. The reason for this is, Camille's passive gives me an armor shield that would make me win any trade, and I want to use it as much as possible. If it's on cooldown, it's essentially being wasted. So I go in and hit Renekton with my Q for the movement speed and proc my shield, then try to auto Q one more time and mess up a bit with my spacing, and I don't get it off. I should have been able to get 2 autos in here. But now that my Q is down, I have to back off, so I grab a CS and try to stay away from Renekton a bit. The problem is, I still want to hit minions to get the push lead and hit level 2 first. So when Renekton walks up like this and uses Q, I see that my Q is 2 seconds away. With his Q being on cooldown, I can go in for another trade using the short cooldown on my Q and win this trade really hard. Another factor here was that I cleared 3 of his CS, so he only had 3 CS hitting me. If I tried to do this at level 1 with 6 CS, I would lose it. Even though I won the trade hard, I'm still in a tricky spot. He has 50 Fury for an empowered Q, which will heal him a lot if he hits the wave and me, and he knows my Q is down, so he's going to walk up and pressure just like before. Because of this, I have to concede the push until my passive is back up. So I start kiting away, and 1 second before my passive is up, he hits me with Q. If he did it 1 second later, he was dead because I could just all in before either of us hit 2 using my passive. After that, I'm going right back to the wave to try and hit level 2 first, while also hitting Renekton with my Q to proc grasp. But I see he is about to kill that melee minion, which will give him level 2. And in this matchup, Renekton wins any kind of burst trade against me. I win in extended trades, so for both level 2, he will burst me from 40% to 0 before I can even fight back, especially with my passive down. For that reason, I have to play extra safe now, and in my mind, I'm ready to E away if he jumps in or flashes in. The really important thing here is that I've realized I can't get the push, so I have to adapt. My next movement of strength won't be until the wave crashes and starts slow pushing back to him. So I continue playing very safe, letting the wave push into me. If we pause here though, you can see my VA go on the minimap. It's important to note that if he tried to gank for me here, I would 100% ping him off and not go in, as we would just get double killed. Renekton has a huge wave and full fury. You have to know when to ping your jungler off of ganks or you can lose lane just from that. Anyways, I'm still letting the wave push, and get some W sustain when I hit level 3. And Renekton is about to clear these last few minions. My plan is to trade with him when he goes for one and then disengage back to tower, but somehow he still reaches me with his W from pretty far away. We managed to trade evenly though because I had my passive, but I have to fall back and farm on the tower while he has no cooldowns, as I'm definitely diveable if their jungler comes since I'm level 3. Luckily their jungler isn't here, so Renekton should just recall, but as I'm clearing the wave I notice he doesn't. This is where you really have to understand both champions. Like I said before, Renekton has more burst than me, but he needs Fury. Right now he doesn't have any way to get Fury, so if I initiate on him I can kill before he gets enough Fury to burst me. But I'm a level down, so I need to hit level 4 first. So I use Q to get movement speed and land my W for a bit more health, so he's definitely killable now. But my E isn't up yet and I'm still a little bit away from level 4. So I'm just last hitting, getting closer and closer. Then, as I'm preparing to all in as soon as I hit 4, he starts to back off. Now I have no real way of getting on him from this distance. If I use E, he will just E away. I try going and looking for him to catch him recalling in a greedy spot, but he just starts running. This is where a lot of players mess up now though. You have to know how to play these situations. I know he's going to recall and TP in, so I want to just slow push from here. If he doesn't TP, it's fine. I'll just get a free recall. But if I push too fast, he will TP and I won't have a big enough minion wave to fight him. So I'm going to last hit until the next wave gets here and combines with my wave. Now that I have my big wave, I want to clear the wave as fast as possible so my wave stays big. I don't want the enemy wave to kill mine. Renekton TP's in as expected, so I use my cookie to heal. Renekton might try to fight me and I need all the health I can get when he's coming in healthy and with his gold spent. If he jumps in, I plan on just holding my ground with my wave and fighting. I'm not 100% sure that I will win, but about 99%, so I'm willing to fight and see what happens. So I'm just focusing on clearing the wave to get it to crash. He walks up into me and my wave, so I don't hesitate to just start trading, hoping he jumps in. He backs off though, so I turn to finish collecting my wave. And the moment I get this last minion, I go in with my E, no hesitation. The reason for this is, if he tries to jump in and trade back, I have an entire wave here and he has no minions at all. He's way too far up right now and shouldn't be in range for this to even happen. So I jump in, kite back a bit since my Q is on cooldown and I want my wave to help me fight, and he makes a mistake of chasing me to trade back. And just like that, the lane is theoretically won here. He has no TP and just lost all of that health. So I could dive here or recall and TP back to lane, but the best play is to just dive and make him lose all of the CS. So as I'm waiting for my E to come up so I can close the lane out, I'm hitting CS to crash the wave for the dive, and I see this low health cannon minion, so I stand next to it to zone Renekton away. As I'm doing this, the enemy Xin shows up ganking me at level 3. Now this is a tricky situation. Renekton is just barely out of health range for me to burst him before he can outplay with either flash or his E. So it'd be really risky to try to dive here. My wave is big though, so I'm not too worried about dying to the gank, but I want to get something out of this. So I'm first going to just hold my ground and let Xin jump in if he decides to. I'm ready to hit him right away if he does, but instead he starts running away. Since I can't jump on Renekton and Xin Zhao's level 3 and I'm level 5, I'm just going to jump on Xin instead. But Xin Zhao early game is no joke, so he does a ton of damage, and Renekton flashes to try to stun me, so I have to flash away and use W to slow them and survive. This sucks obviously because I was about to dive Renekton and kill him and the lane would be completely over, but with Xin coming and complicating things, and I underestimated how strong Xin was early, it kinda threw it all. But I'm going to TP back to lane now, and just last hit. I know Renekton had to recall, and I can't push this cannon wave fast enough to actually deny him the wave, so I'm just letting the waves kill each other. And now that he's back, I know I have the experience lead and I'm about to hit level 6, so I have another window to punish here. So I'm looking to bait him into a trade as I'm hitting level 6. It works, but Xin Zhao ended up being here again and I didn't know because of my lazy warding habits and low elo. I definitely should have dropped a ward there as I was waiting for Renekton to come back to lane. But I have a big wave and I want to go for the 1v2. But Xin Zhao is just really strong early, so I ult Renekton to push Xin away so I can start kiting. I can't chase Renekton and Xin Zhao knocks me up, so I start kiting again using my Q and W. It gives me just enough movement speed to get away and survive, but again, I was about to kill Renekton with my level 6 spike and Xin Zhao ruined it. Now I'm in another tricky spot because the wave is slightly pushing towards him, so I will lose a bit of CS if I try to reset. If I stay, I'm definitely diveable. So I'm just playing safe in range of experience while I'm deciding what to do. I realize I want to stay and try to outplay when he dives me. So I run back here while he pushes the wave, and also drop a ward and Tri-Brush. This is to see if Xin Zhao is coming for the dive, because if he is, I just have to back off. I cannot play them 1v2. The 1v1 dive will be hard enough. The wave crashes now, so I'm preparing mentally for the dive. This is very important, especially if you have to be fast, like in this situation. I know I need to get my E off and stun him before he one-shots me. I'm going to W Renekton first to get some more health, then I cautiously start grabbing CS. I know he will dive me, and he should. I'm just waiting for it. Since I'm mentally prepared, the moment he dashes into me, I quickly get my E off and stun him at the same time. This is huge. If I don't do that, he one-shots me before the stun is over, but now we're both stunned at the same time, so I can survive and get an auto off to proc my passive shield, which lets me survive and get the kill. Alright guys, so as you can see, even in a terrible matchup, and with Xin Zhao saving the Renekton multiple times, I still win the lane because I knew how to play the dive and Renekton didn't. You too can win these hard matchups if you play around your waves and just get a few good trades in. By the way, you should know where our guides come from. Our hyper improvement platform SkillCapped is the #1 place to actually start improving at League of Legends. You can input your rank before signing up to see where we'll think you'll climb to. Then, if you don't hit that rank while actively using SkillCapped, you can claim a full refund. That's like a gym membership guaranteeing you'll get ripped. We offer this because our services really do work. And if it doesn't, then you shouldn't pay for it. Check us out right after this. But that's going to bring us to the end of this one. We hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.